Welcome back to 7-Minute Options on Thursday, October 14th. Seems to be a bit of a green day here in the markets. Doing well today. My year-to-date P&L is back to almost 3,000. Actually, just yesterday evening, as I was looking at liquid symbols list here on Tastyworks, I did see that EA, Electronic Arts, has a very high IVR. Yesterday it was above 70. Right now it's above 60. It's still very high. And taking a look at it, what you see here is, right before earnings, it tends to go up, and then of course you got the IV crush, and then the IV kind of builds over the next 3 months, earnings report, next 3 months, earnings report. And so right now it's quite high. This is the second, even with the drop today, it's still higher than it's been in only one other time. So the IV is historically high, looking back over the past year, and EA doesn't seem to move all that much during these earnings calls. So EA has been range bound, right? Over the past year, it briefly went below 115 for like a day, and then it came back, and it hasn't really gone up above 150 over the past year. And right now we're in between those 2 points. So I think this is a good time to put on a strangle. So what I'm going to try to do is get maybe 100 to 150 bucks in credit premium, and I want to see how much risk it takes to do that. So yes, we have earnings coming up. That's why the IV is quite elevated, but I'm expecting after earnings to the IV to collapse. So we got two things working for us. We have, of course, time decay as well as the IV collapse, the IV crush. That's going to help us here. So look at E8. If I go 36 days out, right now that has a baked in IV of about 40, and after earnings that will probably go down to the mid 30s. So not a huge drop, but it's still a significant drop. I'll take it. So let's look, let's look at this one, November 19th. That's a monthly expiration, so there's probably more people in that one, more of an open interest, easier to fill. You can see the expected move here, even with the earnings report. So the earnings come out November 3rd. This one is the November 19th expiration, so that's more than 2 weeks after the earnings call. And so even with the uncertainty around earnings, you can see the expected move is right around, plus or minus 9 points from where it is today. So right now, if we're at 135, the expected move is right around 126 and 144, let's say, right? That's the orange bar that you see there. So I can, go out to the 10 delta here, pick up $82. I can go out to the 10 delta here and pick up another 60, and there's my $148 in credit. Just to see where that lands on the chart, 115 and 155. I think that's what I looked at yesterday. Yeah, this blue line here, that's the 115. Again, we're quite far away from there, and we've only kissed that line once in the past year and rebounded quite strongly from it. And on the upside, we got 155, hasn't even been broached this year, hasn't even come, and nothing has come close to it this year. So I'm quite confident this isn't too bad. Yes, I'm giving up $1,300 of buying power, but right now my buying power is around 3,000. I feel like I can give this up for the next 20 days or so. And what I'm hoping for is that as soon as the earnings come out, the IV collapses a little bit and I can close this out for 50%. So I'm really only going to give this up for maybe a few more weeks. Right now we're 36 days to expiration. November 3rd is roughly, let's say, 3 weeks away. So 21 days from now, hopefully, I can close this for half. So let's do that. I'm going to try to fill this. And it fills right away. Amazing. That's amazing. Even though the market here is 5 cents wide and the market here is 3 cents wide, I would have expected, I would have needed to give up a little bit there. But no, it filled faster than I expected. So I go right there. And if I collected 148, I'm going to try to close this out for half as much. So let's say 0.74 would be half. I'm going to take $2 more off because it costs $2 to open. So 72, and that's good to close. And there we go. So that's my EA position of today. I'm excited about this one. So look, I'm getting 7 theta. That's amazing. So again, huge IVR right now. It's very high. A theta of 7. And I'm giving up only, it doesn't show how much buying power I'm giving up, but just over $1,000 of buying power for 7 theta is huge. That's less than $200 a theta, which is, I know it's not a perfect measure, but that's kind of the yardstick I use. And so, yeah, I'm excited about this position. Again, my buying power now is down to 1600, and that's on an up day, which means as soon as the market sort of reverts to the mean tomorrow or the day after, I think my buying power might hurt a little bit. What I'm looking at here is as soon as we get through earnings, let's say if we got through earnings with Fubo, we got earnings coming up there, or Pinterest, actually maybe not Pinterest, but if Fubo or Palantir, one of these, we got through earnings with them, I might just get rid of the 100 shares. So for example, if I take my 100 shares in Palantir and I sell it, you can see my buying power would go up by $1,200, right? So that's keeping my Strangle, by the way. So right now in Palantir, I got a covered Strangle. I can keep my put and my call. I just get rid of the 100 shares and my buying power goes up by $1,200. So that's kind of like an emergency lever if I need to really get some buying power back. I can do the same with Fubo. Generally speaking, I don't like to take a Strangle into earnings unless I have some shares behind it. This Strangle I just put on with EA as an exception because I went all the way out to the 10 delta, right? Like I would need a really big move from EA to trouble me, and I have no reason to believe it is going to be that big. Fubo, my Strangle is at a much closer position. If I look at my Strangle right now for Fubo, I am at 37 delta here on the call side, which means if Fubo starts blowing past this one, then now I would have to start chasing it, which I can do. I mean, it's their naked put, naked call. I would have to roll it out and roll it up and start chasing it, which is fine. But I'd rather keep these shares for now and protect my upside. But if I need some buying power, that's where I would go. I'd probably go to Fubo. When are Fubo earnings? Fubo earnings are November 9th. Ooh, okay, that's going to be a while. And Palantir earnings are November 11th. Okay, so they're in November. So I'm probably going to be holding them for a while. And now some other positions are coming along nicely here. EWZ, we're 51 points ahead right now, and I have my GTC limit there at 84. Actually, yeah, so right now we're at 126. My GTC limit's at 84, so I think we're still a ways away from that one, but we're moving in the right direction. Square's an interesting one. I'm $88 ahead. I could get back some buying power here by closing this out. I mean, why not? Let's see that one. I'm 72 bucks ahead on this one. This is not really an iron condor. So this is the one where I sold a put credit spread to finance a debit call spread in the hope that Square goes above 330, in which case I would start making very good money. And I did this for a credit, which means even if Square doesn't get above 330, I still keep a little bit of credit. But again, I have $500 of buying power tied up here. I could, in theory, close that out, get $500 back. So there's some places I can go to get some buying power back, but hopefully I won't have to go there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the EA Strangle I just opened. And a lot of these other stocks are turning around finally. Astra and Joby haven't been doing terribly well for me lately, especially Astra. I bought the shares at $12.50. Yeah, I got a 7.5 put, 12.5 call, which is helping me collect some extra premium there on top of the shares. But yeah, I didn't think Astra would go down the way it did, nor that it would stay down the way it did. But I think we're just one good news release away from Astra really going back to the $10 to $12 level. If Astra, which is a rocket company, if they can just have one or two successful flights, boom, I think you'll quickly see Astra back to 10 or 12 bucks. When will that happen? How quickly that will happen? Who knows? That's anybody's guess. As always, I'm not recommending anything, blah, 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 blah. You know the spiel. See the disclaimer at the start of the video. And, all right, that's a quick update for today. So, yeah, thanks very much. Talk to you soon.